Welcome to Dig Deep, the mining podcast. In this podcast, we go deep into mining news, hot topics, and live interviews with mining professionals and leading figures in the mining industry. Introducing your host, Rob Tyson, founder and director of Mining International and Mining International Executive, a leading global mining recruitment and headhunting agency.
Hi, mining community. Welcome back to another episode of the Dig Deep, the mining podcast. And today's guest is Dr. Pradeep Kumar Jain, who was previously the Chief Mineral Economist for the Ministry of Mines for the government of India. And he's now just recently retired. He has over 42 years of experience in mineral economics, geology and mining legislation, and has been deeply involved in shaping India's mineral policy, pricing mechanisms and strategic resource planning. He's on the podcast today to talk about critical factors for successful mine planning, the adoption of new technology, India as a mining jurisdiction and how they're developing their mining industry, plus much more. So Pradeep, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, sir, and giving this very good, exciting topic we are going to discuss today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. As an avid listener of the podcast, I wondered if you can just tell us a little bit about your career. As I mentioned, you've been working as a chief mineral economist for the Indian government. So I just wonder if you can just tell us a little bit about your career, how you got involved in the mining industry up until obviously your recent retirement.
Okay. Actually, I did my MTech in applied geology in 1982 way back. But later on, I joined my professional career as a geologist, field geologist in a mineral exploration consultancy limited. And later on, I switched over as a policy planner, as a deputy mineral economist, then mineral economist, and retired as a chief mineral economist from the Indian Bureau of Mines, Ministry of Mines, Government of India. So I have a blend of the experience both as a field as well as a policy makers. So that is in brief.
Okay. As I've mentioned, you've had 4 decades experience. What are some of the most critical factors for successful mine planning and site operations today that you see and have experienced in India?
Actually, sir, it is a very relevant question. We are having a huge resources available with us, but to convert the resources, first we make a systematic and scientific exploration to convert the resources into the reserve, and that reserve when become a exploitable, that see the mining. So very critically factor we see it is required to do the proper exploration in the field, then do the data integration, and subsequently the regulation also should support of the government, which will try to see that all the exploration block can be converted into the mine. And later on, that mine is required a good grade of the availability of the mineral, which can make the value addition. What we have to see all over the globe also, very importantly, ESG, environment, then social as well as the governance. So this all together make a glimpse of making the mineral to the exploitable resources to reserve to the mine, and mine to the value added product.
I wonder if you just give us an overview of, I suppose, mining in India at the moment, and I suppose a little bit of the historic background. Obviously, you've been in the industry for 4 decades now. I just wondered, obviously, all of our audience are from all over the world, and they may not be necessarily familiar with the Indian, obviously, mining industry. So I just wonder if you can give us an overview of what has happened within the country in the mining industry.
Okay. Actually, if we just see the historically, before 2015, the grant of the mineral concession, we call concession means that is a reconnaissance permit, prospecting license, mining lease. They were based on the old MMDR Act, where the first come, first services was the procedure. After 2015, the whole gimmicks has changed. Now the grant of the concession in a auction mode. So based on the data available with the government or with the agencies, the block will come for the auctioning, and by that auctioning the block will be granted to the successful bidder. So it will make a big changes in the mining scenario in the India. But first, they are giving a more the revenue to the state, and secondly, it expedite, and third, it is becoming a transparent procedure for grant of the mineral concession. So that way, this whole changes are making that India will become self-sustained. And as we know that the steel policy is making in 2030 100 million ton of the more of the steel production, 300 million ton of the steel production. Then then we are giving a thrust on the critical minerals also. We are telling that becoming self-sufficient and not depend on the import of the mineral also. So that way everything good opportunity for the Indian as well as all over the world also, because we are open for all globe to come and invest in the India and venture our resources into the reserve and the mine.
And I wondered if you can just tell us what kind of commodities are in India, and I suppose in terms of location where some of these commodities are found within the country of India.
In India, sir, we have about 95 minerals available. We call it a major mineral, minor mineral, critical mineral, and strategic mineral. And all geographically, if we see the geologically wise also, they are available from the old formation of the Archean to the recent one. So there is India is divided in number of states. So in each state there is one mineral or other. In Goa we are having the blue sand or mineral available for the iron. We are having in Jharkhand, we are having the mineral in the other parts. Odisha, they are the very rich in the mineral. So there is all type of the mineral, right from the, you can say, bulk mineral, just say iron, chromite, manganese, then the precious mineral or metal like a gold, copper, lead, zinc, then critical mineral like the graphite and others. So all array of the mineral is available in the India, and everywhere there is just some about 1200 mines of the major mineral is going on as on date. So there is a very good background scenario is available in India to convert these mines into the more value added product and to a more comfortable zone in terms of the quantity and quality of the mineral production.
How has the adoption of technology like GIS, remote sensing, real-time data platforms transformed mining operations in India?
Okay, that's as we know, that's a whole all over the world. We are talking of the technology only. We are converting from the physical to the digital. So rightly in India also, as you rightly say, that's a GIS, remote sensing, real-time data, machine language. They are all together is a helping hand. They are the facilitator to take a better decision, to have a targeted drilling in the field, and subsequently by in the advanced stages of the mining also. Recently, the government of India has adopted the drone survey in place of the physical. So that is by making this advanced technology, they are saving our time and they are making more transparency in the regulation also. So that way this we too support that everywhere whatever the latest technology is available, including in the technology available for converting the low grade material to the high grade. So what are the lab support, what is the pilot scale plants, or what are the value addition in the later on. Everywhere we are appreciating the technology and we are adopting technology, or wherever the technology is gaps, we are signing the MOU with the different part of the globe to come and give us the strength to convert our resources into the reserve and to the mine.
Obviously, community relations are increasingly vital. How can mining projects foster more sustainable and inclusive engagement? And I suppose what experiences have you seen within the Indian mining industry?
Actually, to make a sustainable mining, as I say previously also, first and foremost, we have to see that environment, then social, and then subsequently governance is required. So for this, everywhere there is a background legislative support is given to the mining scenario in India. So once this block has been granted, they should see that the mining has to be done and subsequently the other part has to be taken care. For that, in 2015 amendment, Government of India has made the district mineral foundation also. So as if I try to quote, right now it is more than 106 districts and about 473 blocks are taken as a part of a reform, as a part of the money which has been collected under the District Mineral Foundation to be invested in that. So that will take care not only the mining, it will take care of the all around environment as well as the social also. I just quote recently, there is a one in Gadchiroli by the Lloyd Steel, one foundation stone of the one steel plant has been made. So that is not only having a foundation or stone of the plant, but that is a foundation of the school, hospital, and other ancillary activity also. So that way the things, both mining as well as the social reform, they are going together, taking care of the environment also. So that is called the sustainable and scientific development of the mining and mining sector.
What's your view on India's auction regime for mineral blocks, and has it delivered the expected transparency and investment outcomes?
Yeah, as I say that in 2015 this auction model came for the major mineral, and this auction model has made a drastic changes. It has changed the whole mining scenario. Earlier there was a lot of red tapeism. There was a delay in grant of the concession. But after this auctioning, about more than 400 blocks has already been auctioned, and out of that about 50 blocks has been already came into the operation. So that's giving a transparency, that is becoming a revenue added to the state government also. Earlier they were only paying the royalty. Now they are paying as a part of a premium also. So that is making a healthy competition, but little bit there is some drawback also, in that artificial escalation of the premium has been made. So for that, some correction made of the true revenue model has to be adopted, wherever the percentage has to be paid out of the profit, not as a part of a other than the profit sharing. So that way this auctioning is not only in the major mineral, it is coming in the oil, it is coming in the coal. So it is becoming a welcome gesture to go futuristic view of the mining sector successful by way of the auctioning.
We have a lot of international listeners listen to this podcast from all over the world. Is India open for international mining companies to come in and do business in mining in India?
100%, because now this is under the open door policy. Any part of the company in the world, they can come, they can, as per the MMDR Act, they can have a joint venture, and then subsequently they can start right from the exploration, then converting this block to the mineable block, and then exploitation and value addition. So this is a very good opportunity in the country like India, where array of the minerals are available and quite supportive policy. And subsequently the advantage of the country like India, where it is that's plenty of the consumers are available. So if you start addition of the steel production, that the consumers are available, per capita consumption of the steel can increase in the India. So that is India is a very good platform for international trade, as well as the inviting the international expert to come and venture into the mining sector in the India.
With the global shift towards obviously critical minerals and energy, the energy transition, how should India policy adapt to that?
As everybody knows that now the critical mineral are the talk of the whole world, and they are the basically needed for our advanced technology like lithium, cobalt, and it is a true that right now we are not producing majority of the critical minerals like lithium and others. So this is a right time for us to reassess the availability of our geologically data available with us, to reinvestigate and subsequently venture into the MOU with like Australia or other part of the world, where we can get a smooth supply of the material. So whatever the geopolitically as the pressure is coming, one country or other is making some embargo, making some tariff restrictions, or not allowing to import the mineral. So just we want to run our value added product. So for that purpose, we have to strengthen our exploration. We have to strengthen the process, how the mineral can be extracted, and subsequently we have to venture wherever in the globe amicably possible to make a joint venture or make some public private partnership, PPP model also. So that all together, indigenous as well as the international, both can make us to become a comfortable position for the critical minerals and energy minerals in the future.
Being a recruiter working in the mining industry, how would you summarize India's skills and experience within country? Whether you're looking at engineers, whether you're looking at geologists, mineral processing, how would you describe India's mining professionals? And I suppose also how are people and younger generation, are they interested in the mining industry?
Sir, as my experience of about more than 4 decades, I see this now mining is a multidisciplinary. It is not only the field of the geology or a mining. It is now become a mining, geology, environment, IT, and so forth and so on. So this is a very good opportunity to youngsters who is joining this field to become a multidisciplinary person. And it is quite interesting also, because we can see in a lifespan that some product which is like a gold or a copper or a lead in a form of a ore and coming a value added product. So this whole chain of the events can give a really very good opportunity for the person who is interested to venture into that field. And it is when things are converting from government sector to joint venture or to the privates. So huge opportunity for the job as well as a huge opportunity to show your professional skill in terms of the IT engineers, in terms of the exploration geologists, in terms of the mining engineers, in terms of the ore processing, and so forth and so on. So I can say that this mining is going to see a drastic change in the future, and it is taking care of the both. It is taking care of the in terms of the revenue, in terms of the good quality of the life, in terms of the satisfaction of the social need also.
Any advice that you would give sort of young professionals, whether they're mine engineers, geologists that are entering the mining industry today in India?
Definitely, sir. Actually, who are the young person who is interested to venture into that, they should first and foremost develop a interdisciplinary skill. It is not a one field where they can have a excellency. This is an interdisciplinary skill. And second, there is a zeal to do the work in the field, because the mining cannot be done only in the lab. Mining cannot be done in the AC room. So persons should be set up their mindset to go into the field, do the hard field work, collect the good samples, do the better analysis, and have an open eye. What are the new technology coming in the world? And try to do the zero waste mining, try to do the sustainability, try to do the intergeneration equity. So these are the areas that is really helping them to become a good earner as well as good professional satisfaction also. So that way, that's mining is going to venture into the good canvas for them to set up their future in the as a successful future for satisfying self and satisfying the need of the nation.
You've recently retired. Are you still involved within the mining sector in a different capacity than working for the government?
I am actually, after retirement, I worked 3 years as a consultant, and now I am working as a freelance consultant. And my personal interest is there because I have a professional experience as well as I have a zeal to disseminate the knowledge what I have. So that way, and there is a mineral economist discipline is very rare. It is not a part of a regular curriculum. So that way, I feel like once you know the geology, you should know what is the price. You should know what is the policy of the government. You should know what is the trade policies going on. So that way, that make me happy to engage one way or other to have a freelance project. And I look forward also to such type of the engagement in the future from India as well as from the abroad.
And lastly, with obviously your unique experience spanning mineral economics, mineral geology and exploration, how do you see the Indian mining industry evolving over the sort of next 5 to 10 years?
That's futuristic of the Indian mining, the way that's government as well as the private entrepreneurs are taking part. It is going to change, a drastic change, and they are going to see the mineral which was not earlier explored in the country, and they are trying to see that they are import funding on the minerals should be reduced. So they are trying to become self-sufficient, and definitely I have a positive hope that in another 10 years, things is going to change in terms of the availability of the mineral, in terms of the per capita consumption of the mineral, which is a yardstick to convert the developing world to the developed world. So I see that the India is going to see a very bright future in terms of the mining and in terms of the other ancillary activities of the related to the mining.
Pradeep, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story, informing our mining community about what is happening in India and the mining industry. And you've given us a good account. And as you mentioned, we have a lot of international listeners, and India is open for business for international people to do work in the mining industry within India. So if our audience wants to reach out to you, if they have any questions, how can they go about doing that?
So if they want to, thank you. First of all, I make a thanks to you, Mr. Rob. And if they want to have any subsequent dialogues, kindly share my email ID, or I am already available on LinkedIn. So these both can help us to have an interaction in future on a global platform.
Yeah. And I include those in the show notes of Companies podcast for easy access for our listeners. So thank you for your time, and all the best for the future.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And see you in future and also. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed that episode. As always, appreciate your continued support. This episode was pretty unique. I don't think we've actually had a guest that has spoken about India and what's happening in the mining industry in such a vast country. So please keep sharing these episodes far and wide. And until next time, happy mining.
Thank you for listening. Remember to reach out to Rob via the show notes, and be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, happy mining, helping each other to improve the mining industry.